Dealing with narcissists can be challenging, as they exhibit extreme behavior and exploitative tendencies. It's essential to understand narcissistic behavior and learn how to effectively deal with narcissists. The narcissistic abuse cycle includes several stages, starting with the initial stage of attraction and narcissistic charm, followed by the second stage of establishing a narcissistic relationship and engagement, and the third stage of controlling and manipulating the other person. Dealing with narcissistic relationships within families can be even more complicated, as narcissistic behavior can damage family relationships and gradually destroy them. It's crucial to learn how to deal with narcissists by understanding their behavior and recognizing effective ways to interact with them. It's important to remember that narcissism is not a psychological disorder that can be easily cured, and thus patience and wise handling of narcissists is necessary. Narcissistic behavior is extremely harmful and can cause significant pain to those who are subjected to it. It can significantly affect their thinking and emotions, and may even lead to significant changes in their personality. However, healing and recovery from narcissistic relationships are possible with a good understanding of the problem and working to solve it. People who experience narcissistic abuse should work on building and strengthening their self-confidence, setting boundaries, and learning to deal with narcissists effectively. Speaking with a therapist or a specialized coach in treating narcissistic relationships can be helpful, as they can provide people with the necessary tools and skills to deal with these relationships effectively and heal from them. People who suffer from narcissistic abuse must realize that healing from narcissistic relationships may take time and effort, but with patience and hard work, they can break free from these relationships and live a healthier and happier life. The first stage in the narcissistic abuse cycle is the idealization or love bombing stage. In this stage, the narcissist excessively focuses on the victim, praising their personality and seeking to drown them in love and beautiful emotions, making the victim feel like they are living in another world where their dreams have truly come true. The narcissist's behavior in this stage is characterized by tenderness, idealization, and perfect behavior that attracts the victim without their consent, making them feel that the narcissist is the perfect person they have been searching for. In this stage, the narcissist knows everything about the victim, including their weaknesses, strengths, and complete details. However, it is difficult for the victim in this stage to imagine exactly what is happening and what the actual reality of the relationship is, as the narcissist himself may mistakenly believe that he is living in a true love relationship, making things even more difficult. When dealing with a narcissist, the relationship may seem more charming at first glance, as the narcissist can attract you with their charm and attractiveness, and you may feel that the relationship is perfect and romantic. By exchanging feelings and being open to the narcissist, he may feel extreme care and love in return. However, it is important to remember that it is difficult for you to meet the narcissist's needs in the long run, as his unreasonable demands may arise, and you may feel that things are not going the right way. Over time, you may reach the end of the idealization or love bombing stage with the narcissist, where you discover his true nature and find it difficult to meet his unreasonable needs. The second stage of the narcissistic abuse cycle is called devaluation. In this stage, the narcissist begins to diminish the interest and love he showed in the previous stage, and starts manipulating, abusing, and arousing doubts and hesitation in the victim's mind. In this stage, the narcissist blames the victim for any problems that arise, and begins to criticize and doubt their abilities and themselves. The narcissist may also start testing the victim's boundaries and see how they react to the decreasing interest and love. It is important to be cautious and realize that the narcissist will not explain the reasons for the change that has occurred, and may confuse and disorient you. Regarding narcissists, they may oscillate in this stage between reducing their interest and love and returning to the previous stage of idealization, depending on the victim's reaction and interaction. It is important to learn how to deal with a narcissist in this stage by maintaining self-confidence, avoiding immersion in the narcissistic game, setting boundaries, and dealing with the narcissist effectively. The narcissist reduces the interest and love that he showed in the previous stage and begins to manipulate, abuse, and arouse doubts and hesitation in the victim's mind. The narcissist blames the victim for any problems that arise, and starts to criticize, doubt their abilities, and themselves. In this stage, the narcissist begins to reinforce his ideal image and act as if he cannot make mistakes, showing himself in the best possible light to others. The narcissist may lose interest in the victim completely and begin to arouse doubts and hesitation in the victim, leading to a decrease in self-confidence and feelings of frustration and exhaustion. It is important to deal with the narcissist in this stage with caution, maintain your boundaries and self-confidence, avoid immersion in the narcissistic game, and deal with him effectively. Remember that the narcissist is trying hard to reduce your value and self-confidence, and is not interested in your feelings or needs, but rather manipulating you to achieve his personal goals. Remember that the narcissist is trying hard to make you doubt yourself and take responsibility for any problems that arise, and to make himself appear perfect in the eyes of others. You may feel anxious and uncomfortable in this stage, so it is best to remain in control of your emotions and thoughts and deal with the narcissist in a healthy and effective way. In the third stage of the narcissistic cycle, the narcissist completely abandons or ignores the victim, neglecting and disposing of them without any explanation or justification. The narcissist may accuse the victim of being mentally ill or crazy, and engage in a campaign to smear their reputation and sow doubts about them. In this stage, the narcissist begins to exhibit aggressive behavior and extreme mood swings, and starts seeking new victims to exploit and meet their personal needs. The narcissist may leave the victim without any explanation or justification, leading to feelings of neglect and self-doubt. In this stage, the victim must realize that the narcissist does not care about their feelings or needs, and is only seeking to achieve their personal goals. The victim must maintain their boundaries and self-confidence, and avoid getting caught up in the narcissistic game that the narcissist is playing. It is important to remember that the narcissist's behavior is unhealthy and beyond the victim's control, and they should not be held responsible for it. The victim should seek necessary support and help in dealing with this situation. In the fourth and final stage of the narcissistic cycle, the narcissist tries to win back the victim and lure them back into the trap they fell into before. If the victim goes back to the narcissist, they will face a terrible tragedy and many problems. Therefore, they should avoid returning to the narcissist and try to distance themselves from them in every possible way. The revenge stage is one of the most difficult stages that can be faced in a toxic relationship with a narcissist. When the narcissist feels that the victim has left or abandoned them, they begin to treat them with extreme cruelty and seek revenge because they feel betrayed and believe that the victim deserves punishment. As we mentioned earlier, the narcissist does not stay in a relationship because they are always looking for a challenge, excitement, and control over others. Therefore, the only solution is to cut off all contact and distance oneself from the narcissist as soon as possible. However, it should be acknowledged that distancing oneself from the narcissist is not an easy task, as they are skilled at manipulating emotions and thoughts. They may make the victim feel like they are at fault and responsible for the failure of the relationship. Therefore, the victim must work on freeing themselves from these thoughts and showing courage and self-confidence to get out of this toxic relationship. They must remember that the narcissist is not worth sacrificing their own happiness and well-being for. I hope you found this information helpful and that you are able to successfully exit toxic relationships. We'll meet again in future episodes for more useful topics on narcissism. Thank you and peace be upon you.